Kim Jong Un talks of North Korea's nuclear threat after latest missile test. So South Korea CNN. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un on Thursday warned advisories say his nuclear forces were fully prepared for actual war, a day after the isolated country's latest launching the recent flurry of missile tests. Our nuclear combat forces proved again their full preparedness for actual war to bring the enemies under their control, Kim said in a report by the state run Korean Central News Agency. Kim's fiery statement, his first about North Korea's missile program for several months, came after he reportedly oversaw the test Wednesday of long range cruise missiles over waters west of the Korean peninsula, according to KCNA. Wednesday marked the 26th missile test of either cruise or ballistic missiles by the Kim regime this year, according to a CNN count, though analysts stressed that the KCNA report should be treated with caution, as North Korean state media had previously overstated the success of such launches. On Monday, North Korean state media broke 6 months of silence over this year's spate of missile tests, claiming they were part of a series of simulated procedures intended to demonstrate Pyongyang's readiness to fire tactical nuclear warheads at potential targets in South Korea. In Monday's report, the KCNA said North Korea's recent missile test showed the country's forces were fully ready to hit and wipe out the set object at the intended places in the set time. Kim Jun-lak, a spokesperson for South Korea's Joint Chief of Staff, confirmed that North Korea launched two cruise missiles from the Kaechon area, South Pyongyang province, from 2 a.m. local time Wednesday over the vast sea, also known as Yellow Sea. The South Korean military was aware of the situation in real time and maintained the readiness posture by closely cooperating with the US while strengthening surveillance and vigilance, Kim said at the briefing on Thursday. The US Indo Pacific Command said he had no comment on the report of Wednesday's test. The KCNA report claimed the cruise missiles tested Wednesday flew over and the figure 8 patterns for about 3 hours above the sea before hitting their target. North Korea has ramped up missile tests this year, leading to fears it plans to carry out its first nuclear test since 2017. Nuclear test fears. Analysts stressed the caution over the KCNA report. It is worth remembering that the details of this report cannot be trusted, said Louis Eric Easley, Associate Professor of International Studies at Ewha Women's University in Seoul. The Kim regime is sometimes surprisingly transparent about weapons development goals, but it also tends to exaggerate strength and capabilities. But Easily and others stress that North Korean report should not be dismissed as pure bluster by South Korea and the West. Kim Dong-yeop, a professor at the University of North Korean Studies in Seoul, said the North Korean missile tests show a progressing program even if the current strengths are exaggerated. The fact that Kim Jong Un oversaw this missile launch suggests that the cruise missile is at the final stage of development, he said. Cruise missiles have substantial differences with ballistic missiles, which have formed the large majority of North Korea's tests this year. A ballistic missile is launched using a rocket or rocket, then travels outside the Earth's atmosphere, gliding in space before re-entry and then descending powered only by gravity to its target. A cruise missile is powered by a jet engine, stays inside the Earth's atmosphere during its flight, and is maneuverable with control surfaces similar to airplanes. Cruise missiles have a smaller payload than ballistic missiles, so would require a smaller nuclear warhead than a missile designed to hit the mainland United States, such as the intercontinental ballistic missiles. United Nations Security Council resolutions banned North Korea from testing ballistic missiles, but no such restriction applied to the testing of cruise missiles. North Korea's ability to deploy a nuclear warhead on any kind of missile is unproven. Shin Bom-chul, South Korea's vice defense minister, told the local radio station SBS Thursday morning the spate of missile testing and threatening announcements from Pyongyang shows North Korea may be building up to testing nuclear device for the seventh times. Each last test was 2017. North Korea is testing various missiles, and now they've tested cruise missiles, and I think they will test the tactical nuclear weapon part that can be loaded on each warhead, Shin said. North Korea hasn't conducted a tactical nuclear test, so it needs to make the nuclear warheads smaller and verify them, he said. Even if it doesn't test the nuclear weapon, North Korea's new propaganda campaign present a problem, said easily the Ewha University professor. Pyongyang's military threat are the chronic and worsening problem for peace and stability in Asia, easily said. Policymakers in Seoul, Tokyo, and Washington should not allow domestic politics and other challenges such as Russia's war in Ukraine to prevent them from increasing international coordination on military deterrence and economic sanctions on Pyongyang, he said. CNN's Ka Won-bae, Rally Register, and Oren Lieberman contributed to this report.